Three, two, one. Hello, people of the internet. It's the Whogaming here. And we are back with the second ever TCG community podcast. And as you can see, we have a lot more people here than we did last time. It's awesome. So apologies as starting off right now if the stream lags or anything, because I am supporting a Google Hangouts call with 8 people and streaming. It's good times are ahead. I also want to point out right now for anybody watching or watching this later on, there is a potential that the stream will crash, meaning there would be a cut in the video. Because, again, I'm supporting 8 people in a call and streaming, and that did happen last time. And if it does happen, I will work my very hardest to get the stream up and running as fast as possible. So, as you can see here, we have a number of amazing people here, and we're going to start off with introductions, starting off with Chris down here at the end. Would you... All right. So moving on to C&D Games down here. Let's. So, moving on to Gavin. They can't hear anyone? I don't see anything in the chat, to be perfectly honest, on my end. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. It's got everything working. It should be recording. Let me check one second. I think we had an issue similar to this in the previous one, and I think it's as a result of that. Yes. Okay. I apologize. No, we're good now. It should be working just fine. Hopefully. Should be. It's still not getting any sound. I'm just gonna restart the stream real quick, or is it working? Do you know if sound is working? Alright, we're good. Alright then. Alright, so I guess we'll just start that over real quick, because nobody heard any of it. Hooray! So, back to you, Chris. You can start over. Hey, it wouldn't be a TCG community podcast without your obligatory me messing something up. All right, back to you. Back to you, C&D Games. They're saying still nothing. Okay. Well, okay. Then the other possible issue. Okay. I'm going to restart the stream real quick because it might need to restart to take effect, the change they made, which sucks. But you can hear him talking? Bar, so it should be working now.
Maybe you have to restart. Maybe you have to restart the intro.
Oh, no, it's fine. The intro.
Oh, too late.
Intro's fine.
We're already in it.
Oh,
somebody
just
here.
Okay, so once again, third time's the charm. Let's do it.
They can hear us now.
Chris, start
Yes.
over.
For God's sake, right, I've completely forgotten of what I said. So, what's up, guys? It's Wiz here, and oh God, what do I do? My mind's completely blank. I made a TCG War Masks, which is about masks fighting each other, people protecting the masks, and fun stuff like that. Go!
All right, on to C&D.
That's me this time. Oh, you finally got to me. All right, sweet. C&D News, or I'm sorry, geez, now I'm mixing it all up. So I'm C&D Games. I'm also TCG News. My name's Pete. So essentially what I do is I do cool TCG shout-outs for new and up-and-coming TCG artists, designers, and game designers and whatnot. I also have made several different games, including Dungeon Arena and Dreamscape, which most of you guys have participated in that I'm assuming is watching, but so many of you guys have donated art, so it's a great game.
All right. Moving on, Gavin, go again.
Oh. Hi, guys. I'm TCG Striker. I made Tribe Strike TCG, and I don't know what else to say right now, so I guess not.
It looks like Jet Inc. joined, but we're gonna go in the same order we were starting off with, so it's your turn, Rachel.
Oh, hello. I'm Scribbles with Rachel, and I do the trading card game Heroic. It's basically a lot of heroes, and you kind of try to destroy your opponent's heroes while using gadgets and stuff. And I also make art videos on the YouTube channel Scribbles with Rachel.
All right, moving on to you, Soaps. It's your turn.
All right. Hey, it's Soaps, and I make a game called Sketchbook Chronicles TCG. All 23 versions that I've made. No, I'm just kidding. I have like 4, but I'm working on one called Sketchbook Chronicles, and you can check out my channel if you want. But yeah, it's just your generic card game. I do a lot of things that revolve around sketchbooks, like Cost is called Ink, and yeah, it's a card game. You should check it out.
And Citrine just left.
Yeah. Oh,
well, Soaps said your intro was too long. He's like, I'm out of here.
All right, Chris from Wrath of Gores, it's your go.
Yeah, so obviously I'm Chris, not to be confused with the other Chris in this chat, like we did earlier. Yeah, so I created Wrath of Gores. You know, you just get a core each and you just fight, try to destroy the other core. And I was here on last week's podcast, just in case you haven't watched it for any reason. So yeah, that's me.
And if that'll switch, okay. And most of you probably know me because this is my channel that this is on. But I'm the Whogaming, and I make Quest TCG as well as now Sketch Wars TCG. Quest TCG is all about building armies to take on your opponent's castle. And my hair's kind of messed up. Wonderful. All right, so we have a lot of people here and a lot of topics to cover. So let's dive right into them. All right. So starting off with the first topic, we have how to build a community around your TCG. Just heard that beep. So well, I guess we'll start off. Should we just go in the same order that we did our introductions? I think that'll be simpler. I think that'll be pretty simple. So,
Citrine's back.
Oh, I'm back. Oh gosh.
Oh.
Okay.
So, well,
did I miss anything?
You missed the introduction, so do your introduction real quick. Tell people about your game.
Okay, I'm Citrine from Citrine's Animations. I created a Dice Quest CCG, and basically there's a whole bunch of creatures, and really you have to battle with bosses at the end to defeat and like win the games. Yeah, and I also do animations, of course.
All right, so we'll start off with since I already read out the first topic, so we'll switch over to Chris here to do the give his opinion on the first topic.
Oh, I'm not gonna be first every time. This is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no, we're putting all the pressure on you, so none of us have any pressure.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Perfect. So how to build a community around TCG? Well, I think the obvious thing to say is that you probably want a YouTube channel, considering that, you know, we find everyone's found each other through YouTube channels, so having that's probably important. And honestly, one of the most important things to me is obviously, well, just watching other people's YouTube channels, commenting, and actually commenting. Don't just sort of, you know, skim the video for 5 seconds and then say something generic, as in actually comment and make friendships. If you've done it, that means you've done it.
Dang it.
But yeah, but if you basically do that and actually make friendships with people and try and get involved, and that's how you build a community around it. Because if you build a community around other people's TCGs, then people will come to you to do it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got.
All right. So I need to ask real quick: is anybody else getting the seeing what's going on in chat? Because I am not seeing the chat move on my end here.
Yeah, I can see the chat.
I have the chat moving on here, but I have it open on my phone.
So let me see if I can refresh or something
they
because.
No one has said anything for a while, so it's not like it's moving that much.
Yeah, no, but it should be appearing on in the stream itself, which it does not appear to be doing.
Yeah, I've got the YouTube chat as a pop-out window. So
Yeah, same.
So, yeah, let me try.
Good idea. All right.
All right. So.
Errors.
Oh. Okay. So there is the chat here. So let me do. So we'll switch real quick. We'll switch to TCG News to give his opinion on the topic while I work on getting this sorted.
Wait, which one?
I think Chris nailed on some really good stuff. I mean, if you want to get involved, the biggest thing is to kind of actually watch people's videos, because not only are you, getting inspired by the other people, but you're kind of giving them that, that criticism, whether it be good criticism or bad criticism. It's helpful and constructive criticism regardless. So if you're actually getting involved and commenting on people's videos, letting them know, hey, you're going this direction, or maybe you should head this direction, or actually stay in the direction you're going, because everything that you're actually designing and creating is just great. I think that's the biggest thing is just, you want to be involved, communication is key. And I mean, the comment section is a huge part of that. And then obviously, if you want to be part of the community, I mean, you don't have to make videos, but it's definitely helpful. I mean, it helps us know that you exist. So that's, I think that's a big thing.
In chat, someone said TCG News. He's back again.
All right.
It's been a little while, like a week. So.
All right, Gavin, moving on to you.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow, yes.
Best answer, man.
Sorry, I don't think I have too much really to add.
Jeez, what was that
It
static?
was Citron.
Ungodly sound.
I'm sorry.
It's those pancakes.
All right. Back to you, Gavin. I know we just sort of stole your thunder there. Just. All right.
No, it's fine. I have completely lost my train of thought.
That's the way to do it, man.
Sorry, I'm like kind of having a little bit of an anxiety over here, so.
It's okay. I can pick up for you.
We can come back if you wanna take a moment to think about it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Rachel, it's your go.
All right, I have a few things. So, for building a community around your TCG, first thing, at least for me, is most important is to upload consistently. Because, like, if you upload, like, once a month or something, you're not going to gain a ton of subscribers. You're going to be kind of slow with it. And then commenting back to people. So if they comment about your TCG, even just saying, like, it's good, replying to the comments builds an audience, and just letting them know that you're there and you want to talk to them is extremely important. And commenting on other people's trading card games, even if they're, like, really small, it helps kind of promote your channel and just, like, helping them with theirs. So I think those are some really important things if you want to build a community around your own TCG.
Yeah.
Which I haven't done.
All right, I got the chat pretty much up on the screen. So, well, let me fix that real quick. It's got the scroll bar there, and we don't want that. But.
All right. Who's going to be next? I don't know.
All right, so we're going to switch to
next.
it's Soap's turn.
Yeah, okay, so one thing that I think is really important, which I've done, and I think it's pretty fun also, but with the community, it's really nice to live stream and being able to talk to the people who watch your videos, and then, like what Rachel was saying, they feel like you're an actual real person, and you get to talk and communicate, and it's kind of what being in a community is all about. And it takes away the one-sided aspect of a video where you can talk in real time, and I think that really makes people like you more. So live streaming.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Wrath, of course. It's your go.
Yes, that's I think this is going to be a problem. Me being quite close to the end of the conversations. It's pretty much what everyone else has just said. You've got your YouTube channel, like Wiz said, you know, comment on pretty much everybody's channel videos. You know, because obviously when you comment on someone else's video, you're not only complimenting theirs, but you're promoting your own as well. And then you've got obviously like your live streaming, and you know, whether that's done through YouTube or Twitch or something like that. And I suppose both YouTube and Twitch have got their own means of coming across your live streaming itself. But yeah, apart from that, it's just like we said earlier. You know, it's just spreading the word. You know, getting up on that YouTube search and stuff like that. So.
Flow Games, Wrath of Cores, aka the God.
Yeah.
So moving on, it's Citrine's turn.
Oh boy. People said most of it, but really the main part, like, you have to involve people in like your community, like to get it more famous. Well, like famous, of course, you know, not part of the community that much. It doesn't really matter, but you have to like build it by like you need to talk with the people, try to make it like come together and make sure everyone has the same subject. But that's a problem with my channel. I have two subjects, animation and TCGs. That's the thing I have to fix, but I don't know yet.
That'll actually come into a later topic. We'll talk more about that kind of thing. Yeah. So I guess I'll finish this off. So I think everybody here just pointed out some really amazing, you know, they had a lot of amazing points. When it comes to building community around your game, it can be pretty hard and it can seem extremely intimidating at first. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a very active task. You can't just make a video and expect people to start watching. Like people said, you have to go watch other people's videos and comment on their videos, and you know, just be be a part of the community. That's how you get a community. And that's you learn from you learn from what other people are doing, and that is how you grow your community. That's how I see it, at least. There's a lot that goes into it. So that as for the next topic, it's what it's like for new TCG makers in this community. And
wait, did Tribe Strike want to say anything?
Do you want to? I forgot that we said we'd come back to you. he was happy that I forgot. He was happy that I forgot.
Sorry.
I don't really think I have anything else too much to add to what everyone else has said. But I think a lot with building the community is just really not giving up, because you are going to get people who say that your game sucks. I have gotten a few comments like that on my earlier videos, and just yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, and that can be the trouble with having this many people in one podcast, is that by the time it gets to be your turn, if you're near the end, then like everything else has been said. There's nothing more to be said. So
yeah, it's hard.
No, I think that Tribe Strike really has a solid point, though. I think the big thing is to not give up, because it could be overwhelming in all honesty, because you start posting videos and you think that people are going to watch, and you know, sometimes they don't, and you wind up being like a week or 2 weeks and you've only gotten 10 views. The big thing is to not give up. I mean, yes, of course you want to comment to other people, because some people just may not know you exist, but making sure that you have the right tags in your videos and making sure that you have the right almost like clickbait. I don't like to use the word clickbait, yeah. But you want to give people purpose to watch that video. So I think not giving up is a huge part of that, because that could be so easily done. Just like, I posted 2 videos, nobody's watching them, so what's the point? So.
Yeah, I remember I definitely got that when I was first, you know, starting off. When you make a TCG and you start posting videos of it, especially considering I think I was spoiled by a previous era of my YouTube channel that I won't delve into here. If you watch the previous podcast, you already know. But I had a video that was well over 50,000 views, and it got that in basically a week. And it was one of those things where there's a lot of luck that goes into it. There's a lot of luck that goes into YouTube in general. You've got to be lucky that people are going to watch your videos, lucky that they're going to share your videos. You know, there's just so much that goes into it. So it's just, when I first started off, you know, doing my TCG videos, I thought, man, I'm gonna post some videos and get views. It's that easy. But no, it's really not. There's so much more to it than that. You can't just expect to get views immediately when you start. So you have to have a lot of resolve when it comes to that. You have to be doing YouTube mostly when you start off for yourself, and rather than for views. And that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So we've actually been referring to a lot of people have been referring to like ways to get people to your channel. It's other not necessarily other than TCGs, but sort of ways to invite people, I guess, to your channel. And that actually leads into another topic that's a little bit lower down on the list, but we're gonna talk about it now anyway because it leads perfect segue. And it's branching out, as in doing videos that aren't necessarily TCG related, or at least not necessarily your TCG related. So starting with Chris down at the end again. How do you feel about branching out?
Well, I haven't really made any videos that weren't just like card games, so I can't really comment much on this, but. I mean, I can see how it can be difficult, because if you have an audience that like your videos and wants you to make more, but then you do something else, only a portion will like that videos. So, but of course, your time is divided. So then you've got 50% on whatever it is, like card games or whatever, then 50% on your fan collection or whatever you're making videos about. So, yeah, and sometimes, depending on the topic, there isn't much overlap. So it's very difficult. I mean, I haven't got much to comment on this, so I'll leave it to that. All
right. C&D, how do you feel about branching out?
I feel like that's what I do every time I talk about my game. So I started TCG News as a shout out news segment to shout out new peeps, and then essentially every once in a while I'll sprinkle in a little bit of my games in there, and I think it's good. I kind of think it breaks up some of the monotony sometimes. I mean, I know that people will go to your channel and look for those, the ones that you're known for, but at the same time, I mean, it's good to branch out, not only just for your audience, but for yourself. I mean, it gets pretty boring if you're just posting the same stuff over and over and over again. So.
All right, on to Gavin. How do you feel about branching out?
Well, I feel like branching out, it can be good, it can be beneficial. It's something that you have to make sure that it's like okay with your audience, and it has to be okay with you. And also, don't make a homemade TCG channel just to branch out into gaming. I've seen a few channels that.
Oh, so like ICCS Sunlord.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about him later.
Already throwing shade.
He's probably like watching.
Oh no.
Watching. Hey, if you're watching, don't worry. I love your videos. Well, the TCG ones.
The old ones.
The good ones.
Oh god.
See, that's what I'm talking about segmenting your audience.
All right, Rachel, it's your go.
Okay, so for branching out, I think it kind of depends on what you're doing. For a certain extent, such as like my channel, I do art mostly because that's what my channel was made for. But if you're doing something like a TCG channel and then you're branching out to like remote control cars or something like that, it's not really a good thing because it doesn't really connect to your trading card game at all. Like, I think art to a certain extent kind of goes to your card game because you can make videos of how to make your cards or drawing your cards or stuff like that. So it depends on what you're making, but if you're throwing out like random videos like remote control card stuff or stuff like that, you're not gonna have a great time because people want to see consistency on a YouTube channel. They want to see like the same kind of videos or at least kind of close. So it depends on what you're doing, but yeah.
All right, yeah. I just like to point out that how random of a topic, like going from trading card games to remote control cars.
Yeah. I was like thinking up something. I'm like, okay, let's think of something.
What's something
far away
completely
from
different?
TCG. Yeah,
And the truth though, because honestly, like there was one guy, I don't remember who it was, and I don't know if I want to name drop him anyways, but he did TCGs and they were pretty good. And I try to subscribe to as many like new faces as I can. And every once in a while, he'll pop up on my subscriptions nowadays, and he's like got these political agendas now. And I'm like, what's happening? What happened? You used to make card games.
Okay, Soaps, it's your go.
All right, so branching out, it's a really hard thing to do. I wouldn't say like I mean you're gonna do what you want to do with your channel. That's kind of like I remember back when I was doing the original version of Sketchbook Chronicles, and I was getting bored of what I was doing because it just wasn't enjoyable anymore. And I remember putting that video up that when I talked about it, and the way that I kind of got through that was I was making new games, and that kind of re started the flame again. So I mean, that's an example of branching out still, that I went from a game to a different game like TCG News was talking. So that could be cool, but it's kind of an example. Like, again, I play Minecraft, so I used to watch the Minecraft channels back in the day, back in the day. And they are all like dying out now because they don't play Minecraft anymore, and they transition to different games or just vlogging or anything, and that kind of killed off their channel. So that's an example that you have to be careful when you're trying to branch out and do different things, that you don't completely kill your channel. But I mean, you got to do what you want to do, and you got to make yourself happy. So sometimes you can't make your viewers happy, and some people make new channels. It's really up to you.
Yeah.
Oh, in chat, someone said all Minecraft YouTubers are Roblox now.
All right, Wrath, of course, it's your go.
Yeah, I think Rachel nailed that one on the head, really. Basically, obviously, you've got your YouTube channel and you want to try and keep it as, dare I say, professional as possible. You know, say like, for example, on my channel, you got Wrath, of course, and you got TCG on the end, and you know, something like that. Obviously, you're going to want to
you just went complete I'm sorry, you just went complete robot there.
Yeah. Turns out he's a robot all the
Wrath,
time.
of course,
dun.
Plot twist.
So if you want to start that over and, you know, not go robot, that'd be nice.
Yeah, basically, like, obviously, if you want to just try and keep your YouTube channel as like professional as possible, I think like Rachel just hit it on the head. You know, obviously, you want to keep content going into your channel, but at the same time, you don't want it to be the same stuff, like over and over again, like the same thing. You know, like when you do speed art, but it's video after video after video after video. And personally, I think that gets a bit boring. Whereas when you try and do multiple different things with your own game, you know, I get drawn more of my attention to games which do that, and obviously just try and not bring in subjects outside of like the whole TCG type thing. Like, obviously, drawing is good. You know, like, you know, if you wanted to draw something. Speed arts and unboxings and that, but like Rachel said, you don't really want to put videos of like remote control just randomly. Like, I thought about it once before, a few months ago when the channel was going, and obviously because well, to be honest, I've actually got a remote control drone with a camera on front, and I thought, now I should upload that to this channel, what I've got, or should I upload it to I've got another channel on my same email address, but that's got like stuff of another hobby of mine, which is, it's got nothing at all to do with TCGs. It's completely different. So yeah, personally, I'd prefer stuff like that. But if you're branching out to like other TCGs, you know, supplies and stuff like that in that same genre, then yeah, I'd say go for it. But nothing too out of the box. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah. Okay, Citrine, you want
Oh god, I have to hide. Okay, Ro, my last one was pretty bad. I'm sorry. But really, like Rachel said, something that's around the same subject, like art, of course. So really, that's why I went to animation, because it still involves art, you know. See, like most of us, our channels are based around art, because, you know, TCGs have art in them, and, you know, it's around that. But branching out, though, to, like, race cars, like, of course, everyone's saying now, is a little too much. You could maybe go to like 3D. That's okay. Like 3D drawing, like 3D renders for your cards, or like something with 3D. That's okay. It's close enough, but I think it's just like that's like the perfect level. Like that's far enough. Yeah.
So
I don't know little 3D.
All right. So I guess it's my turn to answer this question. And
Yay!
so I think I have a pretty unique perspective on this question because my channel is drastically varied. If you've watched it, I have my Quest TCG videos, I have Who Reviews videos, I have so many different kinds of videos, and a lot of series that ended up going nowhere, but it's a lot of experimentation, which is what I think. I think when you're relatively small in terms of the YouTube scape, that you can get away with doing that kind of thing because you're actively trying to increase your audience. So if you keep making stuff that's going to satisfy one audience and then still are able to make stuff that can potentially satisfy another audience, I don't see how that could be, I can see how it can get, distracting. You can get to the point where you're not making enough of one thing to satisfy one group, but, and I think there's a lot of risk to be taken when it comes to this, but like you probably noticed, like on my channel I have several like playthroughs of games that really just never went anywhere because I couldn't deal with continually because I treat my my YouTube channel not so much as this platform. I want my YouTube channel to represent who I am as a person, and I'm all over the place. I'm not I'm like always into several different things. Like I've got you can look up there and you can see I have a shelf full of Power Rangers Megazords because I'm a complete nerd, and I have my Ruby posters. I have on this wall over here I have One Punch Man, I have Attack on Titan, Death Note, all of the Doctors up on the wall here. So I'm not just one person who sticks to one thing, so I don't want my channel to just be this one single thing. And I never made my channel specifically for, doing TCGs. That's just sort of what it ended up as. That's the series that sort of stuck. Beforehand, I was doing a lot more gameplay videos, a lot more stuff like that. And I think, like I was saying, if you know the darker side of the dark history of my channel,
oh God,
I used to make Minecraft videos.
Oh.
Same.
And that's the video. This is the cringiest thing I'm ever gonna say. I think I said it in the last podcast too, but it was a do you guys know the mod for Minecraft Digimobs? It's like it's like Pixelmon but with Digimon. I made a roleplay series out of that.
Oh boy. Woo! I'm checking this out now.
Oh no, it's not there anymore.
Dang it.
I only ever made one episode, and that made so many people mad. Like, people were like, "Where's episode 2? Where's episode 2?" So I deleted it.
I think I have something to add on real quick.
But that's the thing. Like, my channel does so much. It's so all over the place. It's never staying in one place at this.
Yeah, I have a point too.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah, I have something to add.
And I think that's one of the things that can create an interesting personality is somebody who yes, I stick to certain things. I stick to doing quest videos. I stick to doing my Who Reviews videos. As a matter of fact, I'm in the middle of editing one at the moment. But I'm always constantly trying to reach new people, and I think that is a beneficial thing, especially if you're a smaller YouTuber, because it's less of a risk the smaller you are. And that's really how I feel about the subject.
Yeah, I have a quick thing to add. So when you have a YouTube channel, you want to do the videos that you like making, of course. So if you like making different kind of things, you can upload it, but just know that there is a risk to that. So some of your audience might not like your newer videos, or the newer people that you attract with those videos might. So just do the things that you like to do, but know that there will be a risk to it. And especially as like a bigger audience, if you have a bigger audience, you're going to get a lot of comments telling you what they want you to make. And just know that you kind of have to satisfy their needs, but at the same time, do the things that you like to do. Don't force yourself to make videos that you don't like making.
And what I was going to say is that when you were talking about how you do whatever you want to do with your channel, that's the reason why I keep my name Soaps and not like Sketchbook Chronicles TCG or something like that, is because I did that. Well, one, I did that because that was just the name that I picked, but also I keep it that way because I look at the channel. Yes, I do card games, but I want to make it that someday if I ever do want to change, or if I decide that I don't want to do this, I'm not bound to card games, because my name really, it's Soaps. It's who I am, not, it's me. It's my YouTube channel, and that's what it stands for. And yeah, I make card games, and yeah, I play Minecraft, and that's what you're going to see on the channel. And you can either like it or not, and I must say. And so not hating on my fans, but that's just the way that I look at it, and that's why I keep my name Soaps instead of Sketchbook Chronicles TCG.
We're getting a lot of hashtag Scribble Squad in the
Yeah, let's
chat.
go Scribble Squad.
I'm part of that.
Hey, the more people, the merrier. You know, the more the merrier.
Yep.
And,
I'm sending them through Instagram.
Wow.
My army is attacking.
and what you just said, Soaps, there actually brought up a good point that I wanted to say. When you have a channel that's all about TCGs, yeah, if you have, and I like that the Wrath, of course, has 2 channels. Like, you know, he was talking about he has a second channel. You can have one channel that's dedicated to showcasing your TCG, but if you limit yourself like that too much and you only have like the one channel, you're going to get tired, you're going to get annoyed, you're going to want to post other stuff. It's just, I don't think anybody that's creative enough to make videos for YouTube can be satisfied doing one thing for too long. It's one of those things where people who are creative tend to be creative in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different things that they're creative at. And so limiting yourself like that I don't think is ever a good idea. So if you want to make a channel for your TCG, do it, but also I would recommend having a second channel that you can sort of post other stuff on. Alright.
Alright.
That was my rant done.
Yeah.
Alright.
Got steroids there.
So we'll move on to the the next topic, which is how to grow your channel. Which is sort of similar to how to build a community, but I think it sort of has a different connotation to it. So starting with Chris, we'll move back to you.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of, it's still a small, I know small is relative in the TCG community. Even the biggest channels are still, compared to the rest of YouTube, incredibly small. But even amongst the small TCG channels, I am even smaller. I only have about 30 subscribers. So I think I'm going to be listening to everyone else's advice on this one, to be honest. The growth hasn't come yet. I'll wait.
So I'm interested in hearing C&D's answer to this, because he's got more subscribers than me. So listening intently.
Yeah, so this one's kind of a weird one for me. So I don't remember what we were talking about before, but I started making card games on Mr. Jank TV, a different channel, I guess, and
Mr. Jank.
Yeah. So anyways, so essentially what ended up happening was I think I got a shout out from Kiwi because I offered to help him out on a card game, and he said, yeah, hopefully we can work something out. And I was like, all right, sweet. So Kiwi KJ was a big name back then, and it was cool getting that shout out. And I never expected to get a shout out, and it made me feel like, oh, well, sweet, I can help somebody out in the community. And then I ended up thinking to myself, that'd be awesome to do for TCG News. The weird thing is like nobody else was doing this at the time, and it's kind of like coming up with something creative off the top of my head, and I decided to do TCG News because I thought it was cool to get a shout out in a video. I thought, let me pay this back to everybody else. So what I did, kind of going back to how to build a community, was I made TCG News. I made a very basic introduction video showing everybody's names in this like weird montage of YouTube channels. Yeah, it's weird. So, and then what I ended up doing was I commented on and subscribed to every single one of those names and all their videos, so I can get them to say, hey, you know what? There's some guy out here trying to do news updates on my games. And so I reached out to all of them, and a lot of them came back saying, hey, yeah, no, totally. So I started posting videos and shouting out and kind of doing news updates on how, what they're working on, what they're doing, different kind of updates and whatnot that they were showcasing on their channels. And I just talked to more and more people. More people started gravitating towards me, and it's been kind of going that route since I don't even remember when I started this channel. Probably like 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
Yeah, and I probably need to to bring this up because I don't think I've brought it up in the stream yet. Everybody that's in the stream, all of their links are down in the description below. If you want to go subscribe to anybody here, if you want to go check out their games on the Game Crafter, go down, link in the description. Because I don't think I pointed it out in this in the stream yet. So, moving on to Gavin here. What do you have to say about this?
For growing your channel, I'm probably the worst person to talk to.
Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Channel, I actively told myself, don't worry about the subscriber count, just keep doing this as long as it's fun. So I never actively tried to grow my channel. I just posted regularly and was interactive with my comment section. And due to shoutouts and I feel like other people noticing me, my channel grew to the size it is today.
You grew fast, man. I remember when you first started up. So that was like, what, almost like maybe just over a year ago. Actually, probably even longer than that. And I remember when I was doing Dreamscape, you handed me, or you emailed me a card, and I saw the name Gavin. And I remember that card. I still have it and everything. And I was like, okay, I didn't know anything about you at the time, except for the fact that you sent me some card art. And then you posted a video on TCG Strike, and I had no idea that was you until I think you finally did a name reveal or something. I was like, oh my God, that's that guy with the card. And like, that was some of the cooler art. That was some of the cool art that was sent in, because that was for the holiday set that I sent in. So I was like, oh, this is super sweet that he is now doing TCG videos. And then you just started growing like nobody's business, because I remember you doing subscriber videos and subscriber specials, and then it just kept going and going. I was like, oh my God, this guy's just going to town.
Oh yeah.
I think we're having a Wrath of Core Squad versus Scribble Squad down there.
Let's go, Scribble Squad.
And then somebody's just like, homemade TCG community. We're all one community, guys.
We're all one, guys.
It's just one community.
All right. Also, I want to say this is definitely going to help with your anxiety. TCG Striker, that I'm also a big fan of you, and I've been watching you for a long time.
Well.
Or does that just make it worse?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Yeah, TCG Striker was one of the first videos I saw when I searched in for homemade TCG. You were like one of the first I watched, and before I got into it, so.
It's
all right, talking to you.
Oh, thank you guys. Sorry about this. I don't know if I should say this on stream, but I'm actually just slightly autistic, so being in big crowds like this is a little sensory overwhelming for me.
Oh, that's okay. We're all here for you. It's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's one big happy family here.
Yeah.
All right, so Rachel, it is your turn.
Okay. First, I just wanted to say thanks to the chat for all your wonderful comments. And then, okay, I have two main points. The first one's a little bit smaller. Second is very important to the entire TCG community. First of all, talking about what you're planning on doing in your videos. So the first time I uploaded a TCG video, I was sitting at like 300 subscribers or something like that. And then I uploaded the video and I talked about what I'm planning on doing in the future with my trading card game, what I'm thinking of uploading. And once I uploaded that video, my channel just kind of blew up. And now I'm kind of up here getting close to 1K. And it's because I kind of talk about what I'm planning on doing in the future. And it's extremely important. And then my other point, which applies to literally everyone on the trading card game community, it's extremely important, is thumbnails. Thumbnails are so important because you get a ton of videos on the TCG. Like if you just search homemade TCG, you'll find like maybe 2 videos that have like a normal or like a customized thumbnail, and then you'll get all the other ones, which are just like default ones. And having a good thumbnail that's got color is extremely important when you're looking at homemade trading card games, because a lot of them are in black and white. So having color in your thumbnail and just having like text or just like a pop is just going to add so much, and people are just going to want to click so much more because it pops up a lot from black and white card games.
Yeah, I actually want to bring something up about thumbnails. I'm really bad at thumbnails, which is why I pretty much like stopped making them. But I am
Photoshop.
actually, yeah, I had, yeah. And I'm actually really happy with the thumbnails that I use for Who Reviews. I think they worked out really well, and I have Citrine to thank for making that avatar.
Yeah.
But like anytime I try to make a thumbnail for Quest or any other video, it's so bad. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess, but it's just,
True.
if you've seen any of my quest thumbnails, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I do agree that thumbnails are extremely important, though.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Or are we? All right. So, yeah, probably not another good person to talk to about growing your channel because I just upload videos and watch it happen. But I'm more of a bystander than an activator. But so no one said this, which is I hope nobody said this because yeah. But one thing that you do hear a lot when people are like in Q&As and stuff is to upload videos a lot. Obviously, don't spam. It's probably quality over quantity, but that's obviously important to upload consistency.
Yeah, that's the JonTron rule of uploading.
Okay, I'm back.
And with like Scribbles with Rachel was saying, once you have a plan, and that could really help, and that helps with upload schedule too. And when we were talking about with the first subject is that talking to people and commenting, that also will help grow your channel because they're going to look at your comments, say, hey, wow, look, they have a channel, they have a card game, let me check that out. So that's good. And then I know Chaos Galaxy isn't here, so we have to talk about him, but
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory.
I kind of look at him as like not a rival because that's just unheard of, but
absurd.
like I could never compare to him, but as like almost like a role model as what did he do that made him successful? And he definitely did professional video, and this kind of echoes into how to grow your channel is just not do what Chaos Galaxy did, but you can look at him and as an example, and that's what I do is to try to do your best high quality videos like we were saying with thumbnails, and this is so I use him as an example, and I guess you could do that too if you wanted, but don't copy him. That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, he's sitting up there like 10,000 subscribers, and we're all down here in the hundreds. So we're trying to get up there.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he's at 11,000 now.
Oh, yep, that.
Yeah, he's almost at 12K.
I would
he
freak
really?
out if he gets 100K.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be perfectly honest.
Really?
All right. So, Rathkors, it's your go.
Yeah. So.
If the image will switch, doesn't appear to want to switch.
It works.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just flashing all over the place for a second there.
So we're talking how to grow your own TCG, aren't we? Or just any TCG.
How to grow your channel in general.
I think obviously you've got your videos. Your videos have all got to be, I suppose you could say, unique in a way to yourself. You've got your shout-outs, because obviously I think shout-outs are a massive thing. I mean, I can say that from, I know I'm nearly 500 subs, but I can actually say that from experience because about 2 weeks after my first video, which is nearly a year old already, I got a shout out from Chaos Galaxy, as well as Cards at Home. And Cards at Home did start about a year before me-ish.
I started earlier.
And obviously that's, I think that's where a lot of my being in work and my phone was going crazy.
He's a robot
emails.
again.
You've got to use subscriber, you've got to use subscriber, and it's going crazy. And it also kind of follows on the story from TCG News, how he got his shout out from Kiwi, how we mentioned earlier.
Robot.
And then like Chaos has, been shouted out from TCG News. So I think shout outs are a massive thing.
Yeah.
The quality of your videos.
What is that noise?
The ungodly sounds back.
What did I do?
Is that you?
You gotta mute
We got
your mic.
leg in the chat.
Please not me.
Huh?
I don't think it's me.
Lag is to be expected. I'm supporting 8 people in a Hangouts call while streaming at 720p. So
720p. Oof.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy a few components to build a new PC at some point.
I need to rebuild my PC, man. Like I'm running a 4-year-old processor.
I need a
on a laptop.
I've only just bought that.
Oh.
I would just show off. I used to have like all the component boxes right next to my desk, but I put them out in the shed because they're just boxes and I don't care about them.
I need to get. I need to get.
But, so I guess it's time to. Are you finished?
Yeah, that's basically
okay.
it. Yeah, shout out about the
Oh
video.
gosh,
Yeah.
me.
So I can't speak,
Oh,
guys.
gosh.
Citrine, it is your go.
Okay, wait. I have to find the subject again. Grow your channel. Why me? I'm like one of the smallest here, but I don't really know that much because how small I am. It took me 2 years to get where I am now, so I can't say that much. So, really? Oh no, I don't know. Oh boy. Well, I think I'm fine.
All right. So.
Yeah.
Okay, are you done?
Well, yeah, of course, TCG News gave shout out to like a lot of people.
Wrath of Court? What are you doing? What was that?
Yeah.
Did you just see that? I gotta make sure that.
What's he doing?
He's like,
Is that like a head tracker?
Like, all right.
oh.
Keep following my face.
So cool.
All right.
You
Continue.
don't
Okay, well,
We're
I
so
think I'm good.
We're so easily amused.
Oh, and guys, if you're having lag in the YouTube podcast, just try like refreshing the page. It might work. Just try it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think
I think
I'm
there's a shortcut key on the key on the
Okay.
keyboard.
So Citrine, you can continue if you still
okay.
have something to say.
So, oh boy, you just can't. Well, you just have to always before like the other one, how to build community kind of.
Yeah.
All right, I forget which one it was. Like you
Yeah.
have to, of course, talk to fans and stuff, and they will share it to other people because they like this stuff and it'll grow it more. Because that's all I can say.
All right. So.
Everyone's taking all my.
So, as weird as it is to say, I'm sort of when it comes to the TCG community, I'm sort of in the mid to slightly larger than average range, which is really weird to say. Though to be fair, I did have a bit of a kickstart.
How?
I had 300 subscribers before I even started making TCG videos. That all came that all came from. Hey, then I can definitively say the strategy is to start making Minecraft videos.
Okay.
Worked for me.
That's how I did it. Or make really cringy roleplay videos in Minecraft. That's to be specific.
Just make the worst videos.
I actually found that video on my PC yesterday, and I was genuinely surprised by the editing that I put into it. That must have taken me like at least 2 days to edit. But regardless, back to the actual question. So growing your channel, I don't think anybody will deny that there is a lot of luck involved. That's sort of how it goes with anybody who's trying to do YouTube. You could be the most amazing personality and have the most amazing content, but you're just unlucky with how YouTube's algorithms work. You can just be extreme. You can get the short end of the stick with that. So there is a lot of luck that goes into it, but there is a lot that you can do to increase your chances. First of all, like Rachel was saying, before with making interesting thumbnails, that's something that's going to lure people in, and that's really going to they're going to see that you put the effort in, and that's going to really help. And then you're going to want to make content that the way I always view it. I'm basing this on how I feel when I'm watching YouTube videos, because that's like 95% of my life. I personally prefer when the YouTuber in question refers to the community as more of a group, and rather than just, how like some people will just say, oh, this is what I have, this is what I'm showing you, and then you have people that are like, this is what we've made, this is what we can do, and that subtle change, it doesn't seem like it would have much of an effect, but having that sort of community, you're treating the viewer as if they are a part of a whole, and that really helps to build your channel, because more people like that. People like when they can feel like they're part of what's going on. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can do a lot of things. There was a lot of cheap ways that I used to increase some subscribers. Like you can do giveaways that require them to be subscribed. That's one way. That's one way. But also just doing Like, I remember I got a huge boost in subscribers after doing my design a card contest. Even though you weren't required to subscribe, a lot of people enjoyed that interaction and being able to do stuff like that. So definitely do stuff like that. Interact with your audience as much as possible, because that will build love for your channel. And more people will subscribe, and more people will bring more people. And, you know, that's just how it works. That's really all I have to say on the matter. Just keep interacting with your audience, and you're going to grow. It might be slower than you might want, but you will grow, slowly but surely. So I think this is a question that's, you know, the next question here is how to grow, or not how to grow, what is it like for TCG veterans? So people who have been making TCGs for a little while, you know, and it doesn't feel like I have, because I feel like I haven't put much work into it really, but Quest is going to be celebrating its 2nd birthday in May, which is really weird to me.
Wait, what is?
My card game Quest is going to be celebrating its 2nd birthday, which is extremely weird to me. So who wants to start with this? Because I know that, you know, there's a lot of us have been in the community for, you know, a while. So who wants to start? Does anybody have anything to say on this?
Exactly, sorry.
Huh?
What was the question exactly again? Sorry.
What is YouTube like for TCG veterans?
Right. Okay.
So
I think that TCG News is gonna have the most.
Yeah. Trust me.
I'm pretty new.
So I'm just looking up on my channel actually. So apparently I started this thing in 2014, almost actually a year ago, or I'm sorry, 3 years ago today. So
geez.
yeah,
It's quite impressive.
I'm so old. But all right, I forgot the question. Hold on, let me look it up. Don't you tell me what it is. Hold on. Go ahead. What is it like for TCG veteran? I have no idea. That's a weird question. So it's kind of a weird one, because I've been making card games since I was like, I don't know, probably about like 10 or 11. I'm 29 now, so I'm talking about, like, we're talking years. And I started off super like simple. Like when Pokemon first came out, obviously being 10 or 11, you don't have a job, so we didn't really have money besides me stealing money out of my dad's change jar. So I couldn't really like go and buy packs. Yeah, we don't talk about that. I couldn't really buy packs, so I just me and a friend just ended up making our own card game, and it all kind of stemmed from that. And I love the whole fact of collectability. I think what it was is I guess to steal from Pokemon, I wanted to catch them all, and that's what kind of like kept me going. Like I wanted all the cards, and and I just couldn't have them, so I made my own, and me and my friend just made our own game, which is actually what the Dreamscape game was based around. So so we kind of went on that, and I just my mind doesn't stop going. Like I'm always trying to come up with something new, and that's why I've got so many different random games, because it's always just like, oh, got a new idea, which equals a new game, and I'm excited. So then I would just work on that, and that's why my channel is like all over the place with my games. But I try to, I mean, at least back when I was doing as many shout out videos as I could, I would try to stay focused on the updates as much as possible, because I mean, as many times as I was uploading random videos of games that I was doing, the big thing was to try to support everybody else, and that was fun times for sure. But yeah, I mean, as far as TCGs and games go, I mean, the biggest thing is just to stay creative. I mean, sometimes it's not that easy because life kind of takes over with its busyness or work schedule, college, school, all that fun jazz. But I think the biggest thing is to just do the best you can to stay creative and do what you like. Don't force yourself into something that you don't want to do.
I've got to point out, there is like an all-out war in the chat right now between Cores and Rachel here.
That would probably.
I need to.
Like people
I need
saying
to
that Rathcores is consistent, and it's just like, oh my gosh, guys,
Rachel
it's
is
one
determined.
community.
And I'm not consistent. What?
You guys are more consistent than me.
Everyone just like calm down in the chat.
Than me.
No.
TCG community is called a community for a reason. Everyone just calm down.
All right.
See,
All right.
right there. Okay. So
I'm probably causing it, so.
I'm gonna put us back on track here. So I'm not gonna say I mean, obviously, most of you guys are older than me. I'm 15, so you've probably been making games longer than I have. But I've definitely been with the community for a long time. So, like I said, I remember when QEKJ started, and I wanted to bring this up with you, TCG News, before. Do you remember his video when he was like reacting to people who copied his games and like pretending to
Oh
be?
yes.
Oh my god, yeah. So, oh my god, I forgot about that actually.
Everyone
Yeah, I
copies
totally
games
remember.
nowadays. It's not good. Well, not now. I haven't seen too many copies.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
that
I
was
just-
weird because like that was an actual thing. Like when Kiwi came out, that like I was telling you guys before we started doing the live thing. So what happened was he was a big name. Him and Yellow Duck and ICCS Sunlord started getting around. There was a dude named Red Penguin. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Oh
at all.
yeah, him.
Oh god, I love that guy. I don't know what happened to him. I really have no idea.
Yeah.
I wish he'd come
Everyone's
back.
like
already.
dead now.
I know, it's so sad.
Sucks.
But yeah, so Kiwi's the big guy. So when he started pushing out stuff, like his design was so simple that everybody started stealing that. Like it was insanity. And I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
So
Ow.
going back, I mean, it's a very vague question. What is it like to be a TCG veteran? I think it's definitely nice to watch. From the years that I've been part of it, I don't remember what year I started watching. I guess I could look back at that, but it was definitely cool to watch. Like, as we said, people dropped off and new people joined, and watching Chaos Galaxy grow was really fun. And even just when I was making my own games, the amount that I grew in the last 2 years has been like phenomenal. I was drawing stick figures in 2 years ago. That was my main way to draw, and I just kind of exploded. And I draw every single day now. So it's been nice to see as I've made card games over the year. And TCG News was talking about how he was started, so I guess I'll do that too. Is when I was younger, I didn't really. I mean, I wasn't poor, but I didn't really have access to the internet because, like, I would go on the computer, but it wasn't something that I readily did with my time. Not like the kids these days. I'm not calling any shots, but they have their iPhones and their Apple Watches. Sound like an old person now,
Yeah,
but
you sure do.
You're literally
I-
the age of the people that have those.
when I was younger, yeah. When I was younger, I didn't really have access to video games and all like readily at hand, and it was kind of my own fault because I didn't really understand how like Google worked and stuff like that till I was maybe like 11 years old, and then I realized, oh wait, I can just look up how to beat this game and look up how to walkthroughs and found YouTube and stuff like that. But when I was younger, my main way to enjoy a game was to either make it myself when I had an idea. Like I was trying to make my own MMOs like with paper with my friends when I was younger because I had no idea that like these things existed, and then I was like too afraid to ask my parents like, can I get this game or whatever. So I would just sit there and come up with this huge like board game or trading card game, and that's where it all started. And then once I kind of got the idea of making a card game and I was really into Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, my love for it just kind of exploded, and I just decided, hey, I do this with other games, why don't I just make my own card game? And then I ended up here. So
Hey, quick question actually, because I'm kind of curious about this. I was just thinking about this the other day. Were any of you guys into the paper gaming consoles?
oh my god, I
no.
remember those. I
Oh
didn't
my god,
make
that was
one.
a thing. I couldn't
Right.
believe that was a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Actually, no, I did make one of those in school. I remember making a paper Nintendo DS. I remember that. And you would make like the individual cartridges, and
It's all coming back to you now, huh?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
was
mean
a
to bring it
boring
up.
kid. When I was a kid, I literally made graphs. And that was it. I was very excited about graphs. It's just like, what I do? Because I remember one, like every time I told a good joke, I would mark it on the graph and the bar would get higher and I needed gold. It's funny. This is when I'm like 6 or 7, by the way. I had very little to do at that time. But as you can tell, I had lots of friends. So, and once it got to that amount, that was my amount of funny that had been reached that year. And my life was complete. And I had to, in the school, we had the drawer where we could just throw whatever we wanted. It's like a locker, but it's just a little drawer. And I had to throw it all away because I literally just shoved it with pieces of paper and graphs instead of schoolwork.
I'm not
that's
trying to sound rude at all, but I'm hoping that you're saying the word graph and not giraffe.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No. Don't be sorry. I'm
Yeah, I'm not
Alright,
saying
let's,
giraffe.
let's get this back on track. Because we kind of went on some weird tangent about graphs and giraffes, you know? That's just the average everyday TCG community podcast for you. So we're going to switch into the next question since I think people have more to talk about with this one. So how do you feel about collaboration in the TCG community? Like, I think this podcast is a prime example of a bunch of TCG community members collaborating to make a something for the entire community. Starting with you, Chris, again.
Oh, here we go. So it was a collaboration. Yeah, well, I mean, I first started, and I mean, a lot of people probably don't know this, but the first cards I made were for a community TCG. I don't remember if you remember what was. I think it ended up being called Core Break or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but on the homemade TCG Discord there, which Nashi ran like a community TCG. I think it was called Core Break. I could probably look it up now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's gonna be
But
good
something
subject
like
for
that.
me.
It ended up on the Game Crafter, and then it just sort of fell off. But I do have like 5 cards that I made for that. There's so weird on them. So
5 whole cards.
yeah, 5 whole cards. I know. That's a lot of time. I mean, I don't have that much for my own. But 5 whole cards on the Game Crafter, that's impressive for me, considering that's all I've got at the moment.
Oh, I thought that's all you you bought cards off the Game Crafter and you just bought those 5.
Oh no. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and that's what got me into making my own. So obviously I think that collaboration is very important because it inspires people to do their own stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to share that and leave it rest to you guys.
All right, C&D?
No, I totally think it's huge. I mean, I think halfway through my TCG thing, like I said, I made Dreamscape, and it was a community. It was a huge community project because what ended up happening was I said I wanted to make a community game, and I left it everybody to come up with a name for the game. And because we're all artists and designers and creative individuals, we wanted to kind of base it around like these creatures being kind of like doodles. So I had so many emails for so many different titles. Some of them were way off the wall, but then we ended up going to Dreamscape. Somehow somebody said it would be cool if our like doodles would kind of come to life, like if we were daydreaming in class, I guess. And
I remember that video when you said that.
Yeah, it was something in regards of like daydreaming and our doodles coming to life and having these battles in our daydreams in the middle of like our classroom. It was really bizarre. But Dreamscape actually is what it became, and it was a community thing. We all came up with that title ourselves because then it came down to like 3 votes or 3 names, and everybody voted on it, and Dreamscape ended up winning. And then again, I asked for art. I didn't think I was going to get too many people to send in art, and I think I'm 400 or 500 cards into that game, and most of it's come from you guys, so it's pretty. It was pretty awesome. It was totally cool that everybody came together, and I think it's huge for the community as well because it just brings everybody closer together. Like, yeah, I played that card, or hey, I bought that game, Dreamscape, and I got one of my cards, but then I also got Gavin's card. I also got Soap's card. Like, it was cool because everybody was just like so excited, about that. You know?
Yeah, so excited.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually really cool that Cards at Home is doing something similar now with Project Hero, you know. And it's a really
finally
cool
another
thing
one.
because it's another community card game, and I honestly think it's a really cool concept because it's sort of, I get a lot of if any of you have seen Boku no Hero Academia.
That's a
No,
big
but
name.
you and Martin go on about it.
Yeah, it's an extremely awesome anime. That's all you need to know.
What's this? I got TCG News. We got something. Go again.
Oh, sorry. I got you, buddy. So this is one of the cool cards that I got. So, there you go.
Yeah, go on, continue.
All right.
Gavin?
Gavin, I guess it's your turn.
Wait, whose turn is it?
Yeah, it's your
Sure.
go.
Gavin.
Sorry, he pulled out when he put that card, that pizza art actually means a lot to me. So I'm just kind of like that kind of like threw me off balance a little bit.
No worries, no worries.
But with collaboration in TCG community, I mean, we have these big community projects that pop up every once in a while. Like Dreamscape was a big one. Like I submitted, like 4 arts for that. The one that C&D flashed on the screen and 3 others. And it's like, it's really amazing when it happens, but I feel like outside of these community projects, it doesn't happen too often. Like I know Wrath of Cores, you and Cards at Home sometimes like do video chat playing of games. I think it was your game last time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I kind of like want to do something like that too, but I'm so incredibly awkward and have such a weird schedule that I don't really think I can do that.
Yeah, same.
And now I just lost my train of thought.
I can pick it up for you if you want.
I'll lead it into you.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty much the same as everyone else, but like, yeah, obviously collaboration is going to be a good thing. You gain publicity, and everyone else that's in your collaboration is going to gain publicity also. So things like a podcast is an incredible way to do this because everyone in the chat, all the YouTube channels and stuff like that are in the description. Everyone's going to get some kind of publicity. And then things like Dreamscape. Incredible idea because you have people from all over the TCG community, maybe even people that don't make YouTube videos, putting in art and getting their art out there for other people to see and just to view. But with collaboration comes, I guess, like, kind of like cards that may look the same. So just try to be original when it comes to collaborations. Don't get too close to what everyone else makes. And originality is one of the most important things that you can do in a trading card game. Everyone kind of can have the same templates, and just having something completely different is going to be important for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
All right, so obviously, what I was saying before is that I haven't really done any, like I didn't do Dreamscape, which I really should have done. That was, I think, a little bit before my time posting TCGs, but obviously I want to start doing stuff like that now because I'm in the podcast. I want to do more collaborations, and I think it is scary. Like for you, TCG News, going out to all the people of the community and saying, submit some art. That must have been kind of scary, and like props to you for being able to pull that together and make everything cohesive. But I don't really have much to say about that because I didn't really do it. But there you go.
It is intense. So the big thing with that, and you have to be careful because especially you're getting other people's art, and that can mean a lot of things to certain people, especially a smaller person. But at the same time, you can run into some situations where, say, somebody submits some art, right? And if you submit that art, they can be like, all right, well, now you're selling my art, and now you're also making money off the art. Now, here's the thing with Dreamscape. I really make, so as most of you guys know, GameCrafter is pretty expensive to use. And when you want to try to lower those prices down, you're literally making pennies. And most of that just goes to store credit anyways. So what I ended up doing was I made sure that in my videos that if you're going to send me art, and that's why the video is kind of important, because it's almost like I can't say a legal contract, nobody's signing anything, but if you're going to send me art, it's donated art. And that way it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt in the end, because I don't want somebody suing me because I'm using their art that they sent me. So it's very important to make sure that you're actually talking with everybody and making sure that you're making almost that verbal agreement saying, hey, you know what, if I'm going to use your art, just know that when you send it to me, it's donated art at that point. So that's why it's very important to legally kind of hold your ground, because it is intimidating because you don't know what's going to end up happening, but you just got to kind of go for it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Who's going to be next now?
So
It's just went silent.
It's your turn.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry.
I think collaboration is a great thing because with two things really. What I was going to point out. One is obviously Project Hero, what you brought up earlier, which Martin Cards at Home is hosting. Basically, it's bringing a lot of people, different art styles together. You know, it's going to be really cool, like to buy boosters or packs off the Game Crafter with cards and design work from like, I don't know, anyone in this podcast right now or chatting in the chat and something. I think that's pretty cool. And also, what I quite like to do as well is one of the characters in my game, the Rhaenys card. I've just pulled him out my thing now, if you can see him. And he's called the Lost King because he travels over TCGs. Like he did actually. The first TCG he supposed to be travelled over to was Randomopolis, but I don't see much of him now. And then he's going to be making another appearance in another TCG soon, and I think it's just pretty cool to have to give and receive art from other people, because I think like you don't see it in like Magic the Gathering or the top end game, because you've got copyright issues, and you'll never see it crossing over with the likes of Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that. Whereas us on our own, we've each got our own TCGs, and it's cool to see them interlacing with each other. It's like when you see like Nintendo games, a mixture of like Pokemon and Tekken and the Mario world, and stuff like that, and we're all coming in together. It's similar to what we've got here. So I think it's a really cool idea, because I've even got artwork from other people in my game as well, which obviously when you pull it out of a booster pack or something, it's completely fresh artwork and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's a really good thing to do.
Yeah, so I now regret saying the word anime, because that's the only thing that's filling the chat. People are just talking non-stop about anime.
What's the best anime?
What's the best anime? No Game, No Life. Shokugeki no... Yeah, like... Okay. Well, I guess we'll move on to Citrine. It's your go.
You
there? You there?
Mike's gone. What's he doing?
Well, I guess I'll go and come back to him.
Okay.
Don't know what's
I
going
have
on.
a point after
right
you're done.
Okay.
I have a point.
So.
Okay, wait. Yes, I'm back.
Okay, he's back.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go after this one, sadly.
Okay.
But so, all right. So this one's a veteran one. Wait, which one are we doing again?
We're doing
Collaboration.
Oh yeah, collaboration. Well, Dice Quest originally started when I was at my school in like the Ray craze, like when free time. I made cards, and like a whole bunch of people came and wanted to do it with me, and that's really how the game really like got all their like all this cool rules and stuff, and like it really expanded and got on YouTube. But then I mostly lost all of the people when I made it digital, because before it was handmade, and I never posted those on YouTube yet. Probably will soon. So then like I only had like 2 people that was making art for it now, like back then when it was digital. And then now here I am now. I had no one, so I got demotivated. So I'm thinking about having more people do art for it again. So yeah. So I gotta say.
Okay.
Just collaborating helps get your motivation up. That
Well, you started to go robot there, but I completely agree. I completely agree with that. That collaboration is one of those things when you're in a community and there is collaboration, it really helps to get that community feel across, because it's like everybody can work together to do different things, and that's I think the podcast here is a pretty good example of that, if I do say so myself. But that's why I made it. I made the podcast because I wanted people to be able to get together and talk about talk about common ground, when it comes to the TCG community. And there's so much, to be, I got the idea for this podcast because I watch a lot of Power Rangers reviewers, because I'm a complete nerd. But they had this podcast, and it was I think it was called Rider Rangers Rambles or something. But I just kept listening to it, and I was like, you know what, this is a really cool idea, because it gets the whole reviewing community together. I'm like, maybe we could do something like that for the TCG community, get this sort of podcast going that could get everybody together to talk about common ground and all of that. And so I think collaboration in that aspect, and with doing the community card games and all of that, is, what was that?
Citrin.
Just the true and saying
Gotta
bye.
go.
Oh,
Bye,
yeah.
Citrin.
Okay.
Bye.
I think collaboration in that aspect is extremely important, because it keeps the community as a tight-knit community. It keeps everybody together. So that's my thoughts on the whole thing. So,
Okay, I have a point now.
okay.
So this is kind of going off of what Citrine said, and where, like I said before, and if you watch any of my videos on how, like my tip video, or just how I make my cards videos, I make all of my games with my friend, Danny, and that is crazy motivating. Like, I don't think I could do this without my friend. Well, obviously now, but like starting up the channel and having support from my friend really helped me continue with it. And like almost all the time that I make cards now, we're sitting in a Skype call together, talking about different ideas and just talking about things that we did today as we're drawing. Yeah, because he lives a good distance away from me, but we can still Skype call or call on the phone. And so it's really, collaboration in your game is also helpful too, because it keeps you going and keeps you inspired to do things. So
I'm actually in a similar position, like you were just saying, because I make quests with my friend Vivian. She does the base sketch work, and then I finalize it in Photoshop and all of that, and I work out all the abilities and everything. And I honestly, the artwork for quests would be absolutely atrocious if I tried to do it myself. And it's really motivating to have someone who's extremely talented with art, be able to be there and help me out with it. Now there's
Citrine just joined the call twice.
I was gonna say, I just saw two Citrines. Okay. But it is extremely motivating to have somebody there that, like, if you ever get to a point where you don't feel like you can work on it anymore, they can pick you up and push you forward, And I think that's really important, especially as a community, to do that for other community members. I think that's what keeps us going as a community. And let's see, what else do we got here?
Oh, I have a story. Do we have time for a little story?
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
Okay.
Story
so
time.
I went over Danny's house one day, and this was before. Okay, I'm gonna confuse everybody right here. This is before I started the YouTube channel. I had a game called Sketchbook Chronicles. Well, big change, which is now referred to Sketchbook Chronicles Beta, because that was the one that I made. It was like the testing before I put it on YouTube, and I remember not liking it and deciding, well, I don't really want to do this anymore. And I was just bored of it. And I remember going over Danny's house one day, and he had made like I don't know. We kind of gauge our cards in sheets, because that was the way that we were making it at the time. Is like having 6 per sheet on a piece of paper, and then we would scan them into the computer and copy them out, and we would cut out those, and those would be our cards. So I remember going over his house, and he was showing me like 50 cards that he had made just in a couple of days that completely blew my mind, and I loved every single one of them. And still to this day, those are one of my favorite characters. And just going back to those cards that he made still inspire me to this day and make me feel good about our game. And that story has kind of sat in the back of my mind and kept me going. And when Danny doesn't feel good, I know that I can show him the work that I've been doing, and hope that that'll give him the same feeling that I did. So again, friends are good.
Yeah.
Friends are good.
My friends. Best friends.
So to look, we're starting to run low on topics, because I kind of skipped around a bit too. So let's see, what have we got left?
I'm going to interrupt. Sorry. I've just had a
Yes.
call. I need to really open to stay for the Q&A as well, because I love Q&As and stuff, and obviously bringing up Project Hero and stuff. But my friends have just reminded me of something I need to do, and I completely forgot.
Oh.
So I was just gonna show some pictures. A picture what I almost finished for the Project Hero before going. I don't know if you wanted to see it before.
All right. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
See, I had this idea. I don't know if you noticed in the Project Hero chart, when you had you've got your ranks where C's will always be A and then S.
Yeah.
And I left a comment saying maybe you could make S rank as like actual TCG creators.
Yeah.
You know, there won't be too many of them. You know, I'd say about no more than 20 of them or something. And have different and have these really rare ones, like legendary status. And I started designing when I was young, but I don't think it's going to do that anymore. It's a villain character with a concept of myself in a way, and that's what I came up with. Try and work out which way it goes.
That's awesome.
It looks awesome.
It's a bit weird because I'm moving it left, but it's moving it right on the
Oh,
camera.
that's cool.
So
Yeah, it looks really cool.
so I'm gonna write up like he wants us all to fill in like a submission form, doesn't he? For these new characters on his website. So I'm going to try and scan it in. I've scanned it in. I've actually designed it in a book, and it's a pain in the arse to scan it into the scanner without creasing the whole pages. So I might even have to tear that page out. But yeah, I just wanted to literally have about 10 seconds on Project Hero. I don't know if anyone else has got anything they want to show before I start off.
Actually, yeah, sort of. This is a complete work in progress, and it's an idea, a concept for Project Hero as well. It's literally just the head and some shoulder pads, but you know, I might as well show you. But it's based on the concept of Kamen Rider, and if you don't know what that is, it's a Japanese series sort of similar to Power Rangers, but there's only one, and they had like armor and they can kill people, so it's fun. This is the idea that I had so far worked out.
That's cool.
And the character's name is Masked Hero Smog, and he's gonna have a bunch of different forms and stuff. That's all I've got for him so far, though. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Has anyone else got anything before?
No, but I probably should be doing something.
I mean, I've been working on while we're showing Project Hero stuff, I've been like, you know, my art's pretty cartoony, so I tried doing something a little more realistic for Project Hero. I'm not sure how well it's gonna show up on screen.
Oh yeah, I saw you post that. Yeah. I saw you post that in the Discord. That is so cool.
It looks a bit like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, no, that is so cool. It's so cool looking.
Thank you. It took me 3 days to make. It was not fun.
I don't know if I would have had the patience to draw something for 3 days.
I definitely
Yeah.
Where's news? Do you guys have anything before I go with Project Hero?
I don't have anything yet, but I do plan on doing stuff because I think the idea, I mean, for obvious reasons, I think is amazing. So I will have stuff. It's just this week has been stupid busy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have got my Project Hero. I did Project Hero, though I've already posted a video about it, but I might as well show it since everyone's doing it.
Peer
Hold
pressure.
on, I'll just get it on my tablet real quick. As soon as I remember how this tablet works. Hold on, talk amongst yourselves for a second. I'll get there.
Hey, Chris, hurry up.
So how's the weather?
Oh, it's great.
I mean, it's Florida here. What do you expect?
It's Seattle here, so it's just raining.
Oh, it's the opposite here. It's burning everything.
Yeah, here you go. So, I've got it here. I did a video with the speed art.
Oh yeah,
basically,
I saw that.
Yeah. That's the one where I wanted to incorporate my TCG because obviously it's about masks. So I decided, well, I'm just going to make a villain about masks and wearing different masks in order to change his form. Get a bit of promotion in there, clearly. So yeah, want to see more of it.
I thought it was an interesting design.
Yeah, all right, guys. I mean, if there's any questions and Q&As directed at myself, then
well, actually, I was actually going to just start the Q&A because we're actually all out of topics. So it might be nice to start the Q&A up. So guys, if you have any questions, start asking them down in the chat, and we will answer them. You can direct them to anyone in the chat or in the call. Yeah, that thing. So start asking questions, and we will answer all of them.
Did we do how does community affect TCG makers?
Did we?
No.
I thought we did that.
No.
One.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Well, we're already in an hour and a half.
Yeah, we can just do the Q&A.
Yeah, so it might be smart to switch to the Q&A.
Yeah.
How?
Well,
This is
yeah.
the perfect question. How does one pigeon?
Oh, that would be one of my followers. That just explains my following right there.
Yeah.
Just
Well, how
how
does
does
one pigeon?
Yeah, explain it, Rachel. You've inspired them.
they Google the mating call of a pigeon and they imitate it, and that's it.
Oh, okay. This
Or
one.
just
this,
like
this next question is really controversial because I think it'll get a lot of us to argue. But we're gonna do this one. We're gonna do this one anyway. But who has the best TCG? Obviously,
Chelsea.
obviously. it's me.
all right, come on, this is pretty obvious, guys.
I think Konami has a pretty good TCG.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Pokemon.
have to go there. Oh god.
Who likes Naruto?
Yeah, who likes Naruto?
I don't.
I haven't really seen it, so.
I don't watch anime. Sorry. I
Haven't
just
seen
upset
it.
Josh really hardcore.
The A word.
Yeah, I don't
Chat
really
will
watch
be
anime that much either. I wonder if Josh likes Naruto.
I never really got into it.
I am hugely I love Naruto, but I hate Boruto. Which is
What's the difference?
Boruto is
don't know
the
what any of that
sequel. Boruto is the sequel that is like they're kids and they're just
Oh,
they're bratty little kids and I hate them.
Okay, we got 3 questions from
Finally,
Toby, Logan, and Nautic.
Okay.
Start with Toby.
Oh yeah, okay. So, what made you guys start TCGs?
we kind of did that.
Yeah, we did that, I guess.
Yeah, sort of.
I explained this
Anybody
last
else want to say
I-
that?
It's still Sakura's still useless, isn't she? Oh man, yeah.
Flow
See,
games.
everybody agrees with me. Boruto sucks. Just.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah, I know who that is.
So, whoop, it just keeps buffering there. What hobbies do you have?
Should we all just
I
go
make
through?
card games.
I spend a large portion of my day just watching YouTube videos. Is that a hobby? Does that
Okay.
count?
I have a crap ton of hobbies.
Well, I'm also. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, so I'm also an amateur author. I'm actually in the middle of working on a novel as of right now with a friend who's had this idea sort of rambling or rolling around in his head for years, since he was in middle school, I think he said. So I'm putting it on paper, and I just finished the first chapter, which is exciting.
Sick.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah.
I've tried to write a bit of a story for my game, like only a few chapters long. But I've got to like chapter 5, something like that, and I was only going to do like a very short story, about 8 chapters or something. But
So I have a quick question for you guys. So everybody here makes TCGs, but is there a backstory to any of your guys' TCGs, or is it just a bunch of mechanics thrown in? Well, I'm sure Quest.
yeah,
Every single archetype in Quest has a backstory. I have them all written
yeah.
down in notepad documents.
I have with pretty much 90% of the cards in my game, every single one has a stupid backstory.
The camel. What is the
inside
camel's
joke.
backstory?
What is the
That one is a hard one. Okay, so
Yeah.
obviously, like I said, I've made a lot of games with Danny, and as time goes on, we either remake some of the old versions or we build off them. And camel was just something. I guess it was just something that was in Danny's head one day that he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a camel," and he has a camel statue on his desk, and that just kind of spiraled into like the weirdest archetype ever.
It wasn't the fact that he had a camel statue. It was just the fact that
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna-
Toby asks, would you guys ever make merch?
Yes.
If anybody would want Quest merch, I
Yeah.
don't think anybody would want.
It's gonna happen.
Nobody wants shirts from me, anyway.
I don't know if anybody would want Quest merch. I don't know if there's.
Maybe-
I don't
maybe
think I have
hints.
very many diehard fans.
I got a hint for 1K. There may be some merch thrown in there for Heroic and Scribbles with Rachel, so Be ready.
Right, guys, I'm going to shoot.
Self promo.
We've probably wasted about 10 minutes waiting on the Q&As. So yeah, that's going to have to be me for tonight, I'm afraid.
Bye.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice talking to you, man.
It was fun
Yeah.
having you here, man.
Nice and nice.
Yeah, Jed, yeah, it's great to be on again. Hopefully some more in the future. See you soon.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
So
Down to 6.
hey, at least my computer is getting a break. All right.
Yeah.
So Flow Games asks, do you have jobs or academy, school? I'm a college student. I should probably get a job, but I'm lazy. But that's really about it. I just do schoolwork all day, every day, all day.
I work at a grocery store. I pretty much just cashier and cook samples.
I'm a
That's it.
CO2 technician. I essentially just put bubbles in your pop and beer. I feel like I'm a pretty intricate part of the society.
It's good to see you're contributing to humanity.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Hey.
drinking pop right now. Who put those bubbles there? This guy. Yeah, right.
That's a good one.
yeah, and I'm at uni as well, so I basically just do schoolwork. It's very exciting.
Yeah, sounds exciting. Yeah, I know the feeling. But I'm lucky enough that my house is actually right down the street from where I go to college, so I don't have to leave the comfort of my room ever.
I mean, that doesn't sound lucky to me. I'd want to get
It's not.
away.
Well, you see, I'd have a lot of stuff to just transport because I wouldn't trust any of this stuff here, knowing my family. But especially after I told them how much it's all worth. Some of the stuff I have on these shelves are worth over $100 each, and it's like that's how much of my time and money I have wasted on collecting random stuff that nobody else cares about.
Hey, man, as long as you enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
Life's too short.
Oh.
Who has sketchy neighbors? Does anybody have sketchy neighbors?
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disclose my neighbors. Sorry about that. Nice try.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of dog fighting in my neighborhood, because all you hear when you try like going to sleep at night is yelping dogs. It's not fun.
I feel like that's any neighbor that leaves their dogs outside at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially like my neighbor, literally right, like my room is on this edge of the house. I'm pointing like you guys could tell, But the neighbors that are right there, across from my wall, the direction I am pointing, their dog is always out and never stops barking at everything. I saw that dog bark at leaves falling from a tree once. Good times.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, you can go. I'm sorry.
All right. This has nothing to do with the topic, but I wrote this down. I wanted to bring this up just to see if I'm alone in this. But going back to the history of just card games, is that when Adventure Time Card Wars came out, like before the
Oh my
actual
God.
Oh my god.
I love that
yes.
game.
before the actual game came out, just the episode.
Oh, it was so
Am I
cool.
the only one who tried to like track down like
Yeah, no, I did
versions of
that.
And I remember there was some guy on YouTube who did it and made his like own game, and I printed out like all the cards. All right,
I
wait.
know.
The game, the art in that game is incredible.
I honestly I honestly didn't know that until just
Indeed,
now.
got it held up.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't know until just now that they made Card Wars an actual game. I knew they made like
It's so cool.
I know they made like an app out of it, and I played that for
Yeah.
like 10 minutes. But I didn't actually know until you just said that there was an actual physical card
But
game.
before there was an actual game, I remember like I probably even tried to make my own versions, but that was another example of me trying to make something out of thin air, of trying to something in my imagination, trying to make it.
I spent a large portion of my younger days, as if I'm like an old man here, just making Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, and seeing if I could trick my friends into thinking they were real cards.
Yeah,
Did it
what's
work?
I usually did.
That's
The-
pretty sad.
I would
TCG
make
Unless you were
That
really
is a
good.
bit.
I would make the most broken cards, and people just accepted them. They're just like, oh, that's a weird card, but I mean, hey, it looks like it was printed on paper, but whatever. People just accepted it. Like, I would glue them to the front of, like, really, like, cards I didn't care about, and then people would just be like, oh, it's a card. Okay.
It's got the back and everything. What else do you need?
Let's see if there's any more questions. Well, somebody's asking Rachel if you'll ever make a new TCG.
We'll see, I guess. I mean, I think that Heroic's going to be going for quite a few sets. Don't know how long it'll be, but I'm kind of hoping it'll be there forever. We'll find out. And a new TCG, I mean, we'll see. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on how much time I have and if I get inspired for some new weird game.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. I just thought of something.
You just inspired soaps.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Boom! Inspiration happening live on the podcast.
We need to get card armies in this. Like,
oh, yeah.
Soon.
We need Arcanum Gaming, too.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey,
There's
it's not my
people that
fault
we
they
gotta
didn't
hit.
sign up to be in it.
Yeah, I know. Well, everybody, we have to track down card armies. This is going to be like the new ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. We have to get everybody to sign up. I choose you. You're going to be in the next podcast.
Somebody
Arcanum
choose
would be
Chaos
good.
Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get Chaos Galaxy in here.
Nah, he's too popular for us. He doesn't want to.
He did express interest in being in the podcast after the first one.
Okay.
So.
Well,
who
it's
knows?
number 2 and he's not here.
Yeah, I know.
After his new rap video.
We're really just crushing everybody right now.
Yeah.
Dissing everybody.
Inferno
This
Inc.
rap from Cause guy.
Yeah, he left so we could start saying bad things about him.
I'm scared to get off of here now. And then when I come back on, you're oh my god, he's back finally.
Inferno Inc. asks, would you guys ever collab with a channel like him? What's that? What
like
does that
him,
imply?
not that guy.
It depends
Not
on
that guy.
your request of a collaboration. It depends on the collaboration.
Yeah.
Like a
Who's
podcast,
that guy?
maybe.
Yeah. I'll scroll back up and see if there's any questions from higher up.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Somebody asked if their question was a pigeon. Which is, good question. Good question. I would
think it
say
was a
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that said, "Would you collab with me?" actually posted his question twice.
Ooh.
He really wants to know if we collab with him. No, he did not. He posted it 3 times.
Oh, it's next level.
Yeah.
He
Taking
said,
it to the
"Don't
next
throw
level.
shade."
The first
Throw
time was
shade.
maybe.
I'm
Second
confused.
time was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Third time though, absolutely not. No way.
Did I throw shade?
I don't remember.
I did.
I don't-
Hey, man, 3661222. That's a mouthful right there.
That could be
says,
anyone.
Rick and Morty, anyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Just yes.
I feel like season 3 wasn't quite worth the wait that we had to sit through, but it's still
Really?
pretty good.
Wow.
I love it.
Great. I love it.
I loved what was the name of the episode with the return of Evil Morty? I can't remember the name of the episode.
Atlantis.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. That I really loved, and I loved Evil Morty coming back. But other than that, everything was just sort of like the way they built it up. You expected there to be a lot more of like Evil Morty and all the subplots and everything that just didn't happen.
Honestly, I didn't mind too much because I felt like Pickle Rick was. It's honestly my
Okay,
favorite.
Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick was amazing. Let's be honest. Do you guys remember when they released like the animatic for that? Like it
Yeah, that was
the
the first thing of season 3 they released.
Yeah, that was so cool. But yeah, I just felt like there was a lot of hype building into season 3, and season 3 is going to be relatively short, they say too, compared to the previous seasons. So
Well, oh, sorry.
you can go. I was done.
Yeah. Well, the finale's tomorrow, isn't it?
Is it already?
That's what they're saying on Adult Swim.
Oh man, I don't want it to be over yet. Like, even though I feel like they could do so much more with it, I want to see.
Supremacy Entertainment has a good question.
I agree. It is a good question.
Who loves
thought I'd let you
Pickle
know.
Rick?
No, no, the one above that.
One above that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the best
I
question.
couldn't see.
feel that small
I couldn't see what. Okay,
channels-
it didn't load for me before. Do you feel?
It says. There you
Do you
go. Go
feel
ahead.
that small TCG channels don't get noticed because of bigger channels blocking the viewers from wanting to see more?
No,
No.
that's
No.
why TCG is a
I
thing.
don't think that just because people are watching these like Chaos Galaxy and stuff like that, they're not going to watch other people. But I think that there's a large portion of people that only watch Chaos Galaxy. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
It's because not necessarily because they watch a lot of TCG or homemade TCG videos. They just like Zach. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just like him as a personality. So
Yeah, and I feel that all the recommended videos that you find, like once you watch a video or you search homemade TCG, and a lot of the recommended videos, there are a lot of like smaller YouTubers,
Yeah,
at least
I
the
get
ones
that
that I
too.
see. Yeah.
So I
So
don't think there's.
I think you're fine.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of that.
I'm not trying to be a party pooper here, but can we try and wrap this up for the next hour? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say a time because it's gonna change for everybody, but like it's 45 right now. Like the next 15 minutes because I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, well, we're almost at 2 hours anyway, and that's usually where we tend to cut off. Just anybody who has any last-minute questions they want to throw in, like actual questions, not just whether people are pigeons or not. Then
Why? That's a great question.
But how does one define a pigeon?
Okay, I got a question here. What was your reaction to the giant sub boost? I mean, it's kind of incredible. I mean, I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I kind of uploaded it, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, I'll take that. It was cool.
Actually, Destiny Destroyer TCG has posted the best question we've gotten all day. Do you like
Yeah.
turtles?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a pet turtle.
I had a turtle. Yeah, turtles.
Yeah, turtles are pretty good. I mean, mine
No,
hisses at me.
it's
Did you-
pronounced Toidles.
Did you know? Oh, sorry, my bad.
Toidles.
Twiddle. I've had one for
I
so
like
long I didn't
Toidle.
even know how to pronounce it.
Toidle.
Did you guys know that turtles hiss? Because I didn't until I got a turtle.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know turtles hissed until I got a turtle. It hates me.
Oh, cards at home is here.
Yep. Does
we
appear
go.
that
Oh,
he has shown up.
crap, we got to stop talking.
Now, guys, stop saying bad things about
No one
cards at
say
home.
anything.
Stop bashing cards at home now. Hurry, he's here. Stop. We didn't say anything.
Uh,
He's gonna have to record.
This is taking a weird turn. This podcast. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
That's the way we like it.
Yeah.
Alright. Do we have any more questions? Oh, we got one.
Who thinks that Chaos Galaxy is kind of turning into a commercial channel? Because recently I've been
What?
seeing that he has seeing that he had a massive transition. Commercial
don't understand.
channel.
Commercial.
why? Because he went to GameCraft or what? Is that
don't
like what you're
think
trying to
so.
get at?
I'm guessing it's commercial channel. What does that even mean? I'm confused.
It's
I mean,
probably 'cause
Chaos
he's been
Galaxy
making-
hasn't. Sorry, you go first.
It's probably because he's probably talking about how Chaos Galaxy was making a lot of videos for his starter decks and like
Yep.
promoting them. But that's stupid. That's the point of his channel.
Yeah, that's the whole
Everyone
point.
does it.
Yeah, like,
Like, if you put your game on the Game Crafter, of course you're going to promote it because you've spent so much time making it.
I mean, I don't promote my starter decks because I'm lazy and don't finish them. But other than that,
Yeah.
I think that's more a problem than not having
all right,
starter
yeah, no,
decks than
this
it is
guy,
anything.
this guy, is
Just
gonna,
casually block
I'm just gonna
that.
block. Yep,
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yep, message deleted.
yeah, there we go.
Okay, let's see.
I also banned him from chatting. So
Okay.
wonderful. So
Any more questions?
Toby says everybody subscribe to Scribbles with Rachel so that they can get merch.
Please.
Everybody subscribe to me if you haven't already.
Everyone, just go subscribe to everyone on this
Yeah,
page.
just go down in that description box. Go to every
I would
single
appreciate
person
that.
listed there. Subscribe to all of them.
They all make good stuff, so why not?
Not gonna lie, this went like a lot better than I thought it was gonna go with all the people.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really-
like I was a
I'm
lot
really glad
calmer
that I
than I
did
was
this.
really expecting it to be. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
we we had a few people that either didn't show up or left very quickly, so we never really had the full brunt of what was What did he say? Oh, people are asking what FIFA said. Yeah, you don't want to know.
Yeah, it's fine. Nothing contributed to the conversation.
Got another one.
Would you look at that? He says don't ban me again, so I'm guessing it's an alternate account.
Did he just make more accounts?
All right, it doesn't matter. We're almost done with the podcast.
Yeah. People are commenting on the Cards at Home diss track.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I love it.
It's so good. It's so good.
This is why I like our community, because we do the stupidest stuff.
That's the whole fun. That's the whole fun of it. But yeah. So I'm guessing that it doesn't look like anybody else has any more questions, and we're at an hour and 45 minutes. It's a little bit shy of where we usually stop off, but I think it's good enough. Or just not work at all. Clicking with mouse. Alright guys, so that's where we're going to cut off the podcast today. Thank you to everybody who showed up for the podcast, and who is here and who is watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and go down and subscribe to everybody linked in the description below. I will be making a video detailing how to sign up for the next podcast, hopefully within the next few days. So that's really about all I got. So thank you to everybody here once again, and I'll see you guys next time.